pressure, push your B pawn, give up the G pawn, and keep going. It's not about pawn quantity, it's about the quality.
Yeah, it's about the quality. Black has precisely 0 passed pawns right now. Look at the white rook, controlling the G5 pawn, helping, shepherding the white queenside pawns forward. Firouzja desperately trying to create a passed pawn of his own. But I'm expecting that special move en passant, as if the pawn had just moved 1 square. Magnus surely knows about that rule, won't have forgotten about it. What are you thinking about Magnus? There we go. He captures, and the A and B pawns run together. They say 1 pawn runs faster than 2, but here, those 2 on the queenside, Robert, way too far down the board.
That's right. B7 comes, and then rook C8 shuts down the access of the black rook along the 8th rank, and the B pawn promotes Magnus Carlsen. He wins on time, but he was winning on the board. And look at this. We have a match once again. 2-0 start for Alireza Firouzja, but he's the one biting his sweater, and this may be a nail-biting finish.
Yeah, poor Firouzja. He played so perfectly the first.
I'm so confused. What? Ayo? Accidentally? But why? Oh my god, why was... Okay, whatever, it's fine.
Right, guys? It is the mouse for sure. Oh, no, what is happening?
Kasparov in, I think, 1994, kept in the Sicilian night of getting a pawn to h3 and checkmating the opponent. Now, modern kind of knowledge, modern wisdom shows that pawns on that square in endgames are also a huge trump up the sleeve for later. Has Magnus slipped up, though? Bishop to e2.
Yes, wow, look at his face. Look at that reaction, David. He did not see the retreating move coming.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see it coming, I must admit. I thought Black's plan, it was so straightforward, so simple. He should have got his king out of the firing line, off the d-file pin, and
wow!
Magnus agreed to draw.
So wow. He agreed to lose the match. I mean, you know, you can lose this game. It's the same as the draw. David, are you surprised that he wouldn't even fight? I know White objectively has everything under control, but are you surprised that he didn't continue this and give it his all?
I'm shocked. I'm gobsmacked, speechless. Just Magnus, you never nearly see him kind of win.
Leaving to the tournament tomorrow on a high. Are you playing Milkahi? If you're the Aaron, I think you are. But yeah, today has been a fun stream. It went much better. It was a short stream, short but sweet. Short but sweet. From tomorrow, you can catch me here, freestyle chess with Magnus, Fabi, Ding.
Stuff from Magnus Carlsen, because other moves would have given Black some chances, and Magnus, he played the move the blue arrow indicated. Perfect stuff from him.
Perfect play, Magnus Carlsen, with a winning endgame now, but still how to push those pawns through. You don't want to get them blockaded on light squares. Don't allow the black king to come over. First, he boots the black knight out of the center. And now, how to keep pushing. I don't think black is threatening to take the pawn on c5. There will be a check with rook to e8. But Magnus ticks under the 1-minute mark. King to f2. He's doing it the slow way. He's trying to be slow and sure about it. But now a check, Robert, and White's going to make a new queen.
There was really no stopping the win for Magnus Carlsen. Alireza plays a couple moves, but you could tell that look on his face. He can't believe what has happened, but the game is done. Magnus Carlsen wins the first game. What a comeback from the champ, David. He was on the back foot. He lost the grand final, but it's reset, and he successfully is.
Pawn to g5, keep pushing, and it looks winning for White now.
Where's Yasser Sarah? When you need him, push him, baby. Let's go and get a new queen. He first steps back with the knight. And I'm wondering, I thought Black would have tried to kick the rook out of there. Instead, he gives up the d5 pawn. Well, it could have been captured with check, but why not take with the knight? The e4 knight is loose. David, this is getting out of control for Magnus Carlsen.
Out of control. His only hope is the clock. It's 17 seconds against 40 seconds. There aren't that many pawns remaining. So if Magnus can somehow sacrifice the black knight for all his pawns, he can draw, but knight c3, a winning move, Robert, double attack. Magnus.
And you saw Magnus, he just flew back in his chair, and Alireza Firouzja has soared to a 2-0 lead in this match. This has been one-sided, and when we typically talk about one-sided matches, it's for the world number one. But Alireza Firouzja, he may be fulfilling his promise before our eyes. He is just dominating Magnus Carlsen.
Wow, it's one-way traffic right now. Magnus
Change the nature of this position. Rook F1 played. Black can, in fact, push the pawn to E2. You'll get this rook for a bishop and pawn. I wouldn't actually want that just yet. Can Black slow down? David, can Black be extra greedy, protect this bishop first, and then push the pawn next? Magnus does it.
Magnus does it. We saw that look on Magnus's face, that kind of momentary, like, that confusion, that frown. Why not? Why aren't I just winning right now? And I think it's starting to settle in. It's starting to kind of become real for both players. They know Alireza now down to 10 seconds. Nothing he can do. Pawn to E2 wins a whole rook. This might be the last few moves of the Chessboard Masters 2024. Pawn to E2. Looks automatic here, Robert. Why not? The black bishop's defended. Nothing to do. Alireza looked away. 4 seconds left. Is this the final moments of the tournament?
It is Magnus Carlsen. He needed a draw, but he gets a win, and you can see that he is relieved. He's happy.
Pawn to E2. Looks automatic here, Robert. Why not? The black bishop's defended. Nothing to do. Alireza looked away. 4 seconds left. Is this the final moments of the tournament?
It is Magnus Carlsen. He needed a draw, but he gets a win, and you can see that he is relieved. He's happy because Alireza Firouzja gave him everything he could handle, winning the grand final, forcing the reset. But when all is said and done, as is usually the case in top-level chess, Magnus Carlsen wins the tournament, the Chessboard Masters 2024, the first event of the Champions Chess Tour. David, what a performance from Magnus. His
Push him, baby. Pawn to G4. White's passed pawns here are going to win this game. He starts that journey, Robert. He's so close now, Alireza. You can see him bobbing up and down on the camera. The momentum is all on his side. He's in that flow state. Pawn to G5. Keep pushing. And it looks winning for White now.
Where's Yasser Serra? And when you need him, push him, baby. Let's go and get a new queen. He first steps back with the knight. And I'm wondering, I thought Black would have tried to kick the rook out of there. Instead, he gives up the D5 pawn. Well, it could be captured with check, but why not take with the knight? The E4 knight is loose. David, this is getting out of control for Magnus Carlsen.
Out of control. His only hope is the clock. It's 17 seconds against 40 seconds. There aren't that many pawns remaining. So if Magnus can somehow sacrifice the black knight for all his pawns, he can draw. But knight C3, a winning move, Robert. Double attack. Magnus.
And you saw Magnus, he just flew back in his chair, and Alireza Firouzja has soared to a 2-0 lead in this match. This has been one-sided.
Looks like you're really living life on the edge. I don't actually see the checkmate, I've got to admit, Robert, after pawn to C2, trying to deflect the white queen away from the defense of her bishop. But Alireza, under 20 seconds now, surely he cannot take that risk. The professional approach, the recommended approach, would be to retreat the king, repeat once, and then decide. But he's pushing. He's allowing Magnus to go for mate, and Magnus has blundered.
Oh, and Magnus missed this simple, quiet pawn move. The black king is safe. There's no bishop check because of the knight, and the bishop will be hanging if the queen tries to stop the c-pawn, but he can't even do that because the only square is covered by the black queen. Is completely winning for Firouzja now.
Wow, don't try this at home. The black king is literally living life on the edge, but Magnus can't checkmate it. He's not in time. There's nothing to do. Black makes a new queen. 2 queens are better than 1. This is going to be a win for Alireza. It was a perfect game until this one moment, and Magnus finally reacts, shakes his head. He knows this is gone. One mistake, and
he resigned. Magnus didn't even want to play on. He did not want to see the second.
Not fuck with me. Sorry, do not mess with me in the end games.
Admin, please just check my opponent.
You guys hear this? The guy says, Admin, please check my opponent. You guys hear this?
Interesting. Very quickly. Maybe I should have just played f5 and kept it simple. Ah! Rip queen.
Let's go. D4. Knight f6. Bishop g5. e6. e4. Bishop e7. Bishop d3. h6. Bishop takes f6. Bishop takes f6.
Hey,
Knight f3.
Thank you so much for 3 months of the time.
d6. O-O.
Perdão.
Bem, termina ali a Alireza Firuza perde no tempo, Carlsen abre um sorriso depois de quantas horas? 3 horas ali com aquela cara. Abre um sorrisinho ali, Carlsen, Firuza sério ali, um pouco chateado com a partida, claro, olhando, deve estar olhando ali os lances anteriores, mas é um garoto muito especial, Firuza, né? Como joga legal, como joga pra cima, criativo, joga bem, ganhou o match do Carlsen para começo de conversa, que é dificílimo. E vai pro jogo todo, não tem medo de ninguém, não tem medo de Carlsen, não tem medo de nenhum jogador, Alireza Firuza.